Yo, what is up, everybody? It is Pokebox, back at it again with another video. Today I thought I would just go through some, competitive Pokemon. Since Nationals is tomorrow, I thought I would go through some, competitive played Pokemon and just go through what I have of my playsets, or most of my playsets, to just help develop, some deck strategies, or really what's going to be seen or what was seen before in other tournaments. So starting off, we're going to start off with Shiinotic. Shiinotic's a great Pokemon because it has the ability Illuminate, which basically lets you, every turn once, lets you search for a grass-type Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. So it's good for Decidueye decks, it's good for Lurantis decks, Tapu Bulu decks, any of those decks it's good for as a budget card. It's also a really cool looking card. In my opinion, it's one of my favorite hollows. Next, we will look at Gyarados. This Gyarados is really good. It has this ability, Full Retaliation. This attack does 20 more damage for each Magikarp that is damaged on the bench. So what you want to do with this card is pretty much you have Team Magma Secret Base out, which lets you, anytime a Pokemon that's not Team Magma goes onto the bench, it takes damage. So you do that, you put out Team Magma's Secret Bench, or Secret Base, and then you put out all your Magikarps, have them all get damaged, then you have Full Retaliation, and you do a lot of damage for a Ancient Trade card, which its Ancient Trait is also double, which lets you have 2 Pokemon Tool cards on. So you can put 2 Choice Bands or 2 Fighting Fury Belts to boost the health, boost the attack, which is really good. And so it makes it one of the best budget decks out there, Full Retaliation Gyarados. Yveltal's next, Oblivion Wing Yveltal. This card's good because Oblivion Wing lets you attach a Dark Energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon, so you can move energy around really well. And it's good for Darkrai Turbo decks to put energy onto Darkrai and such, and also for just any really dark deck that you want to be putting energy on things. I'll put this back. The Fright Knight Yveltal. Fright Knight Yveltal is good because of the ability Fright Knight. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, each Pokemon Tool card in play has no effect. That's just good for clutch situations if you need to put your Pokemon out there, and then have them not do any item card in play or tool card in play, like Floatstone can't be used, so you can set up with that and things like that. Octillery is a great card for water decks, such as Lapras is really good. It's also used in the Gyarados deck that I talked about earlier. Basically, its ability, once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. That's really good because it basically makes it into a Shaman, but not really. It's a good Shaman for water decks, pretty much. It's a good draw support for water decks. Stardust Jirachi. Stardust Jirachi is good because of Stardust. Discard a special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. If you do, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. That's really good because you're essentially discarding their double colorless for you, and then you don't have to take damage, which is really nice. So that's why that card's good and might be played in some Espeon decks. Rainbow Road Xerneas is okay. We won't really talk about that because the deck's not really rotated. It's rotated out pretty much. Garbodor, Garbotoxin Garbodor. This is just good to have in your Garbodor decks as a one-of because you have your Garbotoxin, which if a tool card like a Floatstone's attached to this, that's the best bet, is a Floatstone. Then no abilities, no Pokemon abilities at all on the playing field. That's really good for decks like Vileplume. You can get rid of Vileplume's abilities. You can also get rid of other things like other abilities like Feather Arrow and things like that. So that's really good to have. I talked a little about this in the last video. Alolan Vulpix is really good because of Beacon. Search your deck for up to 2 Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. That's really good because it costs no energy, first off, so it's basically just an ability. And except in the attack slot. And just searching for Pokemon is a really good thing to have. Froakie is obviously used for the Greninja deck. Okay, here's a really good one. Machoke. This is good for the full Gyarados deck, full Retaliation Gyarados deck. Daunting Pose lets you prevent all damage done to your bench Pokemon. So if you... It's really good for really any deck you're going up against a Tapu Koko promo, because that does damage to all your bench Pokemon, except now you're basically making that Pokemon useless because none of your bench Pokemon can take damage. That's really good. Baby Volcanion for the Volcanion decks, you'll be seeing a lot of that. Here, I'll take it out. Power Heater. That's good because you choose 2 of your bench Pokemon, attach a Fire Energy card from your discard pile to each of those Pokemon. So that's good for setup, to set up other Pokemon. And then Steam Artillery, you can use Flareon to use its ability to switch energies from your other Pokemon that you set up onto this one to use Steam Artillery, and then you can steam up a couple times to do massive damage. Eevee's good because of Energy Evolution. Rowlet, Dartrix is good. Oranguru. You might be seeing a lot of Oranguru because of its Instruct. It's another draw support, so basically you draw until you have 3 in your hand every turn. It's really good for draw support. I think it's really nice. You might be seeing some of that in competitions lately. Vespiquen is obviously really good. Sudowoodo I talked a little about, but I'll go over it again. Roadblock is good for any deck, really, because it eliminates 1 extra bench space for your opponent. So instead of having 5 bench, you'll have 4 bench. Or if you have Skyfield, instead of having 8, you'll have 7. So it's really good for any... Or maybe not for Skyfield, I don't know. Alolan Muck is going to be really good. When Vileplume gets rotated out, each basic Pokemon in play in each player's hand and in each player's discard pile has no abilities. That's really good. That's basically... Well, that's basically Garbotox and Garbodor, but once that gets rotated out, that is really good. Here is the Vileplume I've been talking about. Irritating Pollen. Each player can't play any item cards from his or her hand. That makes games really tough. Let me tell you, that makes games really tough to play no items. But it saves some people from having to deal with this guy, the holy grail, what you will be seeing so far right now. Trashalanche. This attack does 20 damage for each item card in your opponent's discard pile. This is great. This is a great card for late game for any deck. This is a great card. Just all around amazing because you end up doing like 200 to 300 damage, which is like a 1-hit KO. And then last but not least, Sunny Day Lurantis. The attacks of your grass and fire type Pokemon do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So you can have a couple of these out, and then you'll be doing 40 extra damage, which is nice. So with a grass and fire type deck, so that's pretty nice. And basically, that's all I have today. And I might be showing some of national footage, just like of a little compilation that I'll make with music in the background. It might just to show you like what I'm gonna be doing there, what it looks like, what the Indianapolis Center looks like, everything like that. And yeah, so I won't be posting until later this week, but then I won't be posting for about 2 weeks after that, but then I'll be posting again. So later guys, you'll see me in a couple weeks. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video to the video, or like the video, dislike the video, whatever you really want to do. Comment and subscribe. Thank you.